live.
Anyway.
And it's live.
And it's live.
And we're live.
Just like that.
Oh.
What was that, Calvin?
I got a text message.
Oh, awesome. Good timing.
All right, Hollywood.
Wasn't any of us who's important enough to be messaging you.
So, welcome to episode 146 of Ripping the Rack podcast. I am your host, Tim. With me today, we're going to start on my bottom left, which would be he is South Coastal Crusader. Mr. Athern, how are you?
I'm excellent. I hope everyone is having a good Monday. It was a really nice day out today. So
it was gorgeous. It was, it was a beautiful day. Bottom right for me, he is the King of the North. Well, Jester of the North, King Jester of the North.
Crown Duke.
No.
He is Crown Duke.
The King. Period. End of discussion.
Okay, Calvin, how are you?
Bang on. Ready to go.
I don't know how to take that, so we're going to move
Who's the new
on.
Leafs captain? The Leafs are announcing a new captain.
Hey, Matt, 34.
And we have a special guest joining us. She's the Queen of the North, Jill Wood. Jill, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're here.
Yeah.
Yay, sports.
We're
drinking
here.
Lemonade out of a Finding Nemo cup. I'm great.
I got some G0.
Oh wait, this episode is brought to us.
Oh yes, it's our sponsor.
Courtesy of 207 Productions. I'm going to give my son another shout out.
Awesome.
Go find him on where is he on, Brian? I can't remember. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
It's 207 Productions.
We got to start getting money from bowling alleys to plug their bowling alleys.
They can barely afford to keep the lights on, man.
It would actually require me going out and asking people, and frankly, we've lost money on this for the last 3 years. So why the hell would I start now getting?
Tim, that was one of our jobs, was to go out and ask for money for people to put ads in papers. We don't want to do that again.
Right. I don't want to do that. So 207 Productions, if you have a child that is in sports, whatever it is, cheerleading, basketball, whatever, my son will go film it, make videos, and send them to you. Pay him lots of money so I don't have to give him any more money would be great. And I think we're going to buy a drone. He wants to do. We're going to do some drone footage. He's going to use my drone abilities and do something.
Are you going to drone the football games this year? High school games?
I think so. Yeah, he wants to. So, we already have a question for Jill. So, Ian would like to know, what's it like to be better than Tommy every day? Is it difficult? And does he accept second place in the house?
It's hard work, guys. I mean, it's hard being so much better. No, Tom's great. I don't think he thinks it that way. So it's really only when it comes to bowling, and I can say that.
We all do.
I don't think he'll be offended.
we all do, but that's okay.
But great start, Ian. Thanks. Love the softball. You just lobbed that one right in there.
Great start to the day. Sorry, I just got had a squirrel moment there.
That's fine.
So, Calvin.
What's up, bud?
What's going on up in Canada?
Nothing.
Yeah, what's going on up in Canada? Yeah, we got nothing.
We have nothing. I don't know. There's some 9-pin stuff going on in Nova Scotia. I don't know if they're leagues or nightly stuff. Miranda Wallace is doing her Tuesday doubles, I think, for the summer, the next 3 weeks. So if anyone wants to sign up to that. BJ's tournament in October. I think we're still looking for one more American team. I didn't see if he filled it or not. So American people, get a team.
Team America.
October 5th, I think. Is that one? I think that sounds like a date that I remember. Yeah, right.
You had one job.
Yeah, one job. And then I think Oh, what's his face there? A little nerd guy who does all the stats for the Canadian. I can't think of Ryan Hogan. Yeah, he's starting to get the dates together for all the tournaments. So check out the. I don't remember his name.
Nerd guy.
It's
Aw.
Hollywood Hulk
We're
Hogan.
sorry, Ryan Hogan.
No, we're not. We're
We
not.
apologize to you for Calvin's.
He's
He's
one of our
updated.
only fans, man.
He's one of our
Come on,
only
man.
fans. Yeah. Ah well. He's getting the dates together for all the tournaments for Canada throughout the year. So check the Facebook page and stuff like that. But yeah, not much. We don't like to bowl in the summertime.
Yeah, but the summertime's almost over. That's why I figured you might actually have stuff coming up.
No, it's still
No.
so hot. I think leagues are starting back up in like 2 weeks. So
Yep.
yippee!
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a bunch of stuff going on down here.
Yes, you guys are way more committed.
Well, some people are way more committed. Let's see. I just got to find the whole list of things. Let's see. We do have the international mixed doubles coming up in 2 weeks, August 24th and 25th. That is at 1710 Sports Center in Augusta. 9 a.m. start both days, $240 a team. Last I knew, there were 6 spots still available. Jill, I don't see your name on here.
No, I'm not going.
Yeah, I don't see her name on there either.
Alvin, I don't see your
Sorry,
name on
guys.
here.
Yeah, I don't see my name on there either.
Is there a
Because
particular
Calvin only
reason?
bowls with me. He's blaming me.
He's like what she said.
I didn't hear what she said.
That
I said
one
because
up there.
he only tends to bowl with me, and I can't go. So.
Well, that's no reason for Calvin not to find a partner.
Well, get on him.
Yeah.
Tasha and Corey are coming down.
Yeah, what's
Yes.
your point?
Point is, we got a couple of folks coming
You
from
want-
Canada.
Do you want me to partner with Corey Jones? Like I don't think that's allowed. Like, is this what you're getting at? Because Corey and Tasha are going, that I should
I'm
have.
pretty
Corey
sure I
and-
was getting at the fact that we have some Canadian folks coming down that you could come down.
Oh, but now what does that matter? I have my own vehicle, Tim.
So get your ass down here and bowl.
And in
If I
fact,
had-
he probably prefers his own vehicle.
I would absolutely prefer my own vehicle. I have nobody to bowl with. So.
You can't tell me. It doesn't have to be Canadian, bowl with American.
Internet, we're putting out an open call. Calvin Locke needs a partner for the Augusta Doubles.
You can stay at my place.
Come on, chats. Let's light up here. Why are we not getting
It's a new reality show, the mixed doubles part.
the mixed
Calvin
doubles.
Locke will still not be there, regardless of what partner.
You get a single at the
end.
end of every week if you move on. It's a single pin. You just get a single as you move
Love
on.
it.
Very disappointed in you, Calvin.
That's okay. I've been disappointing you for countless years. I think I'm okay with it.
Wow.
So, just
Hey,
another.
he's reliable.
on
He's
the list.
reliable about it, though.
Right, exactly. I'm
That is true.
reliably disappointing. It's just the way it is.
That
It's
is
like my Dallas
We
Cowboys.
expect
Reliably
nothing else.
disappointing.
Just like my Leafs. It's just that you know they're going to do it, and you're just ready for the disappointment, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that.
It's okay.
We do have Candlepins for Cancer event coming up. Looks like a variety style format. Holy crap. I don't even know if I can. A 1-2-3 ball, a 3-6-9, and a 9-pin, 5 strings.
That's fun.
Holy smokes.
It's a lot.
So, are you bowling 15 strings?
No, it's 5 strings.
Yeah, but in each format,
2, 2, and 1.
I don't know if it's a 1 string of 1-2-3 ball, 1 string of 3-6-9, and then 3 strings of 9-pin.
Or do they draw a thing every string? Like,
me-
is it like this one is this?
I don't know, but it's fun. Reach
Beyond
out, folks. Reach out to Paul and ask. Wait, the 4th and 5th are regular.
What?
what?
So apparently,
One
the
string,
first-
one string of the 3, and then 2 regular strings.
So one
Yeah,
string
say-
is a 1, 2, 3 ball. One string is 3, 6, 9. One string is 9 pin, and then 2 strings are regular. That is really kind of confusing.
Interesting.
Kind of interesting.
Hmm.
A little confusing.
1 ball, 2 ball, 3 ball games. 1 game of 3, 6, 9, the 9 pin.
So we've got
nope, I don't know.
We've got signups. They're taking signups Saturday, August 17th and the 31st, and Sunday, September 1st. There is a Thursday night option at 8:30 all month. This is at Webster Timber Lanes in Abington, Mass. Oh no, I understand the reasoning behind it. I just find it a little confusing. That's all. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to get sidetracked if I try to think too hard on that one. So we're going to move on to the next.
Apparently, in chat, they're saying the first. Chris Merrill says the first string is 1 ball, the second string is 2 balls, the third string is all 3 balls, the fourth string is a 3, 6, 9, and the fifth string is a 9 pin.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's cool. Except for earlier, they just said
1 game, 1 ball, second game, 2
Oh my
balls,
goodness.
third
Okay.
game. I know.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay.
that makes more sense now. Okay. I know. I don't understand the whole Chris Merrill being the voice of reason, but
Thanks, Chris Merrill.
Yeah, I got it. I get it.
okay.
Cool.
Sign
up.
Moving
Yay.
on. Moving on.
Do it.
Danny Finn is looking for some folks for the upcoming season of the ACST. They had some dropouts, so reach out to Danny to sign up.
And the Outrun the Bear was posted.
Huh?
The Outrun the Bear was posted. The scratch.
That's what I was trying to find was that information.
September 25th, I think, or 21st.
I can't see straight, but my brain kind of works.
You're using your.
Chris, you
he's
can
using
see
his
straight.
good
It's
eye.
just one is looking this way and the other's looking this way. It's okay.
He's using his good eye.
I was trying to find it, but Danny failed in his duties to get me the information.
Danny didn't fail.
No, Danny failed.
If it was posted and you saw it, you could have been like, "Oh, I should save that for later."
I should have.
You had one job, like Calvin.
I have lots of jobs. So I'm gonna sit here and try to find it.
So if people don't sign up for the ACST, does Danny have to bowl every one of those spots? Like he just fills in?
Yes. Let's see his record. 4 divisions.
That'd be funny.
Marathon man.
I think it'd be funny when he has to bowl himself.
No, because he's in each division. He just takes a spot in each division. So he bowls 4 times, 4 divisions.
And I refuse to blame Caitlin. I can't blame Caitlin.
We don't.
Can't blame Caitlin. Nope.
No.
I can if you want me to, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, Calvin, you can. I can't.
Okay. Caitlin, how dare you? We could have had these stats. It's all your fault, Caitlin. It's not Tim's fault for being mentally handicapped. It's your fault.
That reminds me of going to UMaine hockey games and hearing it's all your fault. It's all your fault. God, that was fun.
It's all your fault, Tim.
I love the Civ chants at the other goalie.
What are we looking for? I'll help you out. Since
I'm trying to find it, and there's so much crap on here.
What are we looking at?
I was trying to find the Outrun the Bear stuff. So I can talk about it.
Do you know how to use a search?
Yeah.
No, because I'm just...
You're over the age of 50?
Tim's not smart. Okay. September 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. registration, warm-ups 9:30, first ball. Maximum 80 bowlers. Cost is $80 entry, $20 buyback for string 1, then increases $5 every round after that. Guaranteed top prize $1,000. May increase later, but this is the amount even if we only have 1 bowler. Interesting. Okay, how do I break everybody's legs going in before the tournament
bowler.
and give $80 to Daly so that he gives me 1,000?
No,
Calvin,
Calvin, you make everyone dinner the night before, and the chicken may not
Get them all
done well
sick.
enough. And yeah,
guys, everybody who's in the bowling tournament, you sign up right now. I'm gonna take you out to supper the night before.
Nobody ever eat with Calvin.
It's gonna be extravagant, I promise.
he just has a giant Nalgene bottle filled with Visine, and he's just going around filling water cups with it.
Yeah. Anybody
So-
want to top up?
Angie and I actually, Ian, Control F does not work on Facebook like that. You actually have to use the search function within the community page itself, which I know how to do.
Like macros.
I know how to do, and I know how to use a Control F. I'm actually pretty computer savvy. I'm just fucking tired.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Always an excuse. I'm
Yeah.
just tired. I'm so
He's old. He's tired. He works with children. He's
Wow.
frustrated.
Anyway, sign up for the Outrun the Bear scratch September 21st. Old man Tim, what's next?
I don't know. No one sent me anything, so let's move on.
Old man River. He's old man
Tim, what-
River.
Huh?
What was the depression like?
How was
I'm
Jesus?
so glad I agreed to do this. This is
How
so
was
awesome.
Jesus? Did he
Get
shake your
serenaded.
hands? Did he touch you? Are you part of the divine? You said you were having flashbacks in the field like a couple
13th
weeks
apostle. Tim's
Are
the
you-
13th apostle.
ago. Is your back finally crumbling under the pressure of old age?
I had a lot of needles in my back this morning, so
Okay.
Mm.
yeah,
Hopefully, some of them were put there by a medical professional.
it was
Where were
Yeah.
they placed, Timothy? How
It
thick were
was-
these needles?
I had a minor medical procedure done today on my back, which hopefully means within the next 2 to 6 weeks they'll have some answers on that
You
it
can
worked.
have the
And
the
if it
major
did,
medical procedure.
then I'll be back bowling. So,
Yay! That's exciting news.
so
All right.
the problem is the procedure that was done is only a temporary procedure that lasts between 6 months and 2 years. So
there's
and I can-
doubles Pro Series
Sister.
tournament, Timothy. I'll pick you up on the way.
when is it?
I don't know. Let's go.
I mean, if I can bowl, yeah, I'll bowl.
100%. I'm in.
100%. If I can
I've
bowl, I'll
never
bowl.
seen Timmy this excited about being able to bowl. This is
Oh no,
different.
it'll be the only tournament, and then I'll be like, "Oh shit, this sucks.
You'll be like, oh, this is why I don't do this anymore.
This is
Yeah,
why
totally
I
get it.
stopped."
Mhm.
But no, I'm kind of looking forward to. I actually got my bowling balls out, so they're actually out of the closet now. They're where I can see them now, so we'll see. We'll see.
Calvin's going to the States.
Oh,
So that's the other thing is Pro Series is coming up. So reach out to Barbara, reach out to Allie, reach out to Nate Lees, get information on it, or you can go to the Pro Series page on Facebook, and I believe the schedule is posted there. Calvin,
what's up?
you want to start the topic of the ladies internationals? Go ahead.
Why do I need to start it?
Because you're the one that
It's the only reason I'm here.
you
Right.
brought the guest on. So
he approached me.
I did approach him.
It's not like I'm just naturally, what is it? I'm not thinking straight tonight. I just bring in all the people who want to be on the show. They're excited. They want to talk.
Well, for me, it was more like, hey, if you guys are going to talk about women's bowling, you maybe would want to have a woman bowler.
Wow,
Talk about it.
hey,
So,
you're
I
not
was like,
wrong.
hey, why don't we do this?
You're not wrong. There it is. I attract greatness. That's what I was looking for.
Oh my God! Is it
Oh
getting
my
deep?
God.
I attract greatness into this.
I will. Here's
Into
the
your
thing. I will
sphere.
say this, Jill. You mentioned going to dinner with Calvin, and I will say this: my wife and I were at Texas Roadhouse last night, and we made the comment that going to dinner with Calvin was an adventure at Texas Roadhouse.
It is. It is an adventure.
And we specifically brought up, it must have been 2 years ago now, was the international mixed doubles when we went out to Texas Roadhouse afterwards and we were outside waiting.
That's when I was bowling with Mario.
Yeah, and Calvin like stuck his head in the to-go area and got a whole bunch of bread for all of us.
Because I'm the best, man.
I just work here. Hold on, mine.
I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was she goes, it was fun. So that must have been 2 years ago now, wasn't it?
Oh,
was it last year?
It might be 2, maybe 3 years ago, but it's probably 2 years ago. Might be last year. Gosh, this is a long time.
I don't know. It was funny. We laughed.
It was definitely not last year, so 2 years ago then.
Okay.
I didn't bowl last year either.
You didn't?
But anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Calvin's always
Well,
a
anyway,
good time when you're eating with.
Let's talk ladies
him. There's always
internationals because we actually have a lady with us.
Hey,
We do.
So what do you want to talk about?
Where do we want to start? Want to start with the singles on Friday night?
Yeah, go for
how'd
it.
it go?
Yeah, give us results. Give us what you got.
I've got it all on the phone. I didn't bowl in the singles because I hadn't bowled since April, and I was like, oh, bowling the singles before bowling the tournament.
Wait a second. I know you're going to dive into this, but did you not win high average?
I did.
I haven't bowled since April, and I'm just going to bowl high average. Yeah,
I did. Thanks for that.
yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, you know what? I think I won that. I
appreciate that plug.
Joe, I'm pretty sure I said Joe was going to win high single, high triple. Jesus Christ, high average.
Yeah, you keep going.
You.
That's one of them. It's one of them that you said.
I did.
I think I did. No, I said Amanda.
If you say them all, Tim, you can be right.
Right. I was right.
Yeah.
Well, then see, I appreciate Tim more than I do you, Calvin. Jesus.
You haven't bowled since
I get it. I haven't bowled since April. So, why would you pick me? My father-in-law was like, so you're going to go down there? And I'm going to be like, yeah, if I average 110, I'll be happy. So it was good.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, so singles. Friday night, 42 bowlers, which is actually really good for women's singles events. So yay. They did great. They did, I believe, 4 rounds of playoffs. They paid out the top 8, which was awesome. Maddie Riva ended up winning. She beat Nikki McKeever in the final, which was awesome to see Nikki make a final. And I feel like right now, American bowling, it's kind of Maddie's world, and everyone else is just kind of living in it. So I think it was kind of made sense that she ended up finishing number 1. But I've got a list. So Narissa Daniels finished 3rd. Christy Hapworth finished 4th. Alana Brown finished 5th. Brenda Delory, who came down from Nova Scotia just to bowl in the singles. She wasn't bowling in the tournament. Finished 6th, which was awesome. I think that's great.
Did she get picked up for the tournament?
No, she just came down, decided to bowl singles, and did some shopping, and
Sure. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
If you're a bowler and you don't want to bowl and you just want to go shopping and spend the weekend there, why the heck not?
She's phenomenal. She really should have been on a team, but I thought it was really cool that she decided. She was like, no, man, I'm just gonna go bowl the singles. Shows up, finishes 6th, makes some money. Pretty cool. Caitlin Zaleski finished 7th, and Crystal Grandy finished 8th. I think it's a pretty good showing for our singles on the Friday night. Then the team tournament on Saturday, which was super, super hot, but super great.
You said 13, right?
13 teams. Yep.
13 teams. Is that? I feel like that's up a little bit.
To be honest, I don't know. I didn't go last year. I feel like that it is up from last year. They had hoped that we were going to have quite a few more, but I feel like 13 is a pretty decent start. Amy's doing such a great job with running this tournament, trying to get people involved in it. Sponsors, they raised $2,700 for our prize fund just through sponsorships. It was awesome. Her sister, I have to give a big shout out to her sister. I can't remember her sister's name. Give me 1 second. Becky. She was there. She's not a bowler, Becky was there doing all the stats, doing all the running around, giving out all the books, just being amazing. So shout out to Becky Wright, Amy's sister, for just basically being fantastic. Shout out to Evan. Like, I mean, it was hot, but the staff and everybody at Bangor Brewer was just great. So I don't know. Aside from the hotness, it was awesome.
Mona said there was 8 or 9 last year. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think it's just going to keep growing. The change in the format, I think, helped. They've moved down to 4-person teams as opposed to 5. So I think that's kind of, there's been some changes, some movement, different people bowling, different people.
Now, you guys also have a limit, right, on how many people that can be on a team? Like, you can't have, like the men, you can have up to 10 bowlers on a team.
Yeah, no.
It's you guys are what, like 6 or 7?
I don't know if there's a limit, but I mean, I don't know if anyone would want to go with more than, say, 6. Probably more than 5, but yeah, I don't know if there is a cap. There might have been a cap. To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't want to. Anybody out in interwebs want to clarify that? I just want to make sure. I don't know.
Well, the good news is we're going to have Amy on soon.
Awesome.
I had talked to her, last year, and for some reason it kind of fell by the wayside. But I've wanted to get Amy on to talk about the internationals, talk about the Exeter League. She obviously does a lot with bowling. She runs a lot of tournaments. She's got her hand in a lot of things. So and Mona said yes, only 6.
Yeah. So I think that helps too. It kind of makes it so that you can't necessarily stack teams. It's one of the reasons in November, yes, Lori is stepping up to help. So I think that'll also be a big help. Obviously, Lori has been involved with bowling, helping Nate with a lot of the men's tournaments, now helping Amy with these. So I think that's fantastic.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So besides it being so hot.
Yes. Aside from that, it was fantastic. It ran really well. I think there was minimal breakdowns. There didn't seem to be any drama or any issues with, the lanes or with anything like that. It was actually, it went off, I think, without a hitch, which is kind of nice.
Wait, you had a bowling tournament and there was no drama?
A women's bowling tournament.
Wow.
I know there's no tea to spill, guys. I don't even know what to say. It's good.
Nico wants to know if they've always done a playoff.
No, this was the first year for I want to say the first year for a playoff. Usually it was just a round robin winner, high pit, like points takes all kind of thing. They've started moving to it because of the low amount of teams, trying to get in the most amount of strings, make the most out of a weekend. So I believe this was the first year for a playoff. And it worked out, I think.
Do you see the playoff staying?
We talked about it. We wanted to decide they want to wait on a format based on the amount of teams that they have. Nobody wants to get into you're bowling 20, 25 strings in a weekend or trying to add on to the Friday or, that kind of stuff. And so I think the thought is wait and see how many teams you have for next year, and then they can kind of decide moving forward. But I do think that the playoffs went well. Like, it went relatively smooth. I think I suggested a different format afterwards. I wasn't in the captain's chat. I think maybe it could have been run a little bit more like the men's worlds, where you take your top 2, give them a bye, and then have 3, 4, 5, 6 bowl. They paid out the top 6, but we ended up having 8 roll off. So 2 people in the roll off ended up without money. Whatever. We had a lot of sponsorship and a lot of people got a good payouts, but I just think that way you're not taking people into a playoff and then not paying them. But again, things that they're going to work out for next year based on teams that they have.
Okay. Where have they announced next year? Back at Bangor, or is it going someplace else?
What their hope is, I believe, is that they're going to go Bangor and then New Hampshire or Mass, kind of stay in those 2 areas. So it would be in Bangor or in, I say, Maine every other year. So they're looking at trying to figure out where they want to go. They threw around Lakeside, Bootleggers, Lita. So kind of looking for next year. So those are kind of boot wells. Is it boot? I can never say. I don't know.
Boat
Bout
wells.
wells. Yeah. So so those are kind of where there was some talk. So I just, as of right now, there was not a decision as far as I know. Again, not in the group chat, so I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe there has been, and I just am aware.
I would love to see. That's a great tournament. I mean, back in the day, you used to have 20 plus teams in that.
Yep.
So be nice to kind of see it back at that level, because it is one of the larger women's tournaments around.
Absolutely. We only have
that kind of leads me into the question I was going to ask is, do you think there's a way to get more teams, like a way to even out something, or like maybe only cap it at 5 since you're only bowling a weekend tournament? That way you can get more teams based on the people that can get together or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I do think that maybe capping it at 5. I don't think 6 is necessary. I think you start getting into hard lineup decisions when you then have that many people, especially if you don't have people on your team who are willing to sit or are okay with sitting. I think 5 is probably your good number, but that's just me.
Especially with leaving it only 4 people in the lineup, like you have one bench. And
I do think though that unfortunately in those situations, the person that gets left out is probably maybe one of your weaker bowlers. And then are they going to then go form another team, or are they going to jump on with somebody else? Like, it may end up that all you're doing is just taking that person and making it so that they don't participate. So I don't know. But I do think by saying it's a 4-person team, you're definitely seeing more people over the last couple of years than you had before, or more teams than you had in the last couple of years. So I do think it's been a good change. And hopefully, it continues to grow. I just think it's the summer, right? And I do think people take vacation, and maybe it's a timing thing.
Yeah.
But it's hard with, with the calendar and with all the stuff that goes on in the spring and the summer, and that's really kind of the only time for it. So.
Well, I think when you look at the calendar, you start in September, and I'm pretty sure if you wanted to bowl every weekend,
you could.
You could.
Yeah, yep. You could probably find that somebody's got a tournament going every weekend.
Yep.
I don't know. Coming from where I came from, I bowled probably 3 weekends a month for the longest time. Way back when, and it was the main pro tour, the main states, and then there was a mass pro tour. There was all these other things. So it's kind of
monthly marathons back in the day. They had a lot of monthly marathons.
Yep.
Yeah, we had one in New Brunswick. We called it the circuit. Like, it was the New Brunswick circuit. Yep. Like, St. John was always in September, and Moncton was always in December, and I think there was Candlepin was in February, and we had basically there was 5 or 6 stops throughout the year, and it was basically just every other month. So I missed that stuff. It was fun because you were going to different places, and you were just the drives up and everything like that. Like, it was good to have those, and then everybody coming from Nova Scotia and everything like that. You're always getting a team from everywhere, so you were always catching up with everybody. So I miss those. I miss those big tournaments.
Joe, what knowing now the weekend that you guys just had, seeing a little bit of a rise, what would be one thing, and then Calvin kind of mentioned it, but what would be one thing you'd like to see changed?
Oh, to be honest, Tim, I enjoyed this format. I like the playoffs. I mean, it didn't work out well for us. We ended up losing, and my team ended up losing the first round of the playoffs. We ended up actually coming up against Amy Guby's team, so our BF gals. They ended up winning the tournament, so they took us out in the first round.
I love that name. That just the name cracked me up.
But they bowled really, they came out hard against us, took us out in the first round. We finished top seed through the weekend, and that's just sometimes how it goes, right? You meet the wrong team.
That's what the good part about playoffs is.
Right, exactly. It gives everyone a chance. But I I think it's pretty fantastic that she put so much time, into the tournament, and that, for her to go and in the end she wins it. Like I don't know. It kind of just seems like, it's one of those feel good stories. I don't know. And if you're gonna lose, I guess I'd much rather lose to the eventual winner than.
I didn't realize I didn't realize how many times Amy had actually won.
Yes.
Yep. I went back. Someone had posted, I don't know if it was Nico or someone had posted like all the winners from this tournament. And you went back and you look at some of these names and you look at some of the winners of this, and it's like, there's been some teams like
some really good ones,
Hall of Fame members and everything else. And I'll say this. So one thing that I actually really enjoy, I didn't get a chance to get up there to watch. Brian, you did, right?
Brian did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was there on Sunday. I brought Colin up and Kevin went shopping, and we hung out and
it was good to
watched
see you.
The bowling.
It was the one thing I will say is looking at the different teams. I'm a fan of the fact that you can mix and match. We talked about it the last podcast. These guys weren't fans of it. I am. I think
I'm a super fan of mixing and matching.
I thought you said you weren't.
No, Calvin doesn't want
and I'm not talking about like the men's worlds mixing and matching. I just.
Oh, I think we ought to. Let's mix and match in the worlds. Why not?
Okay, so I understand I'm probably not the best person to be talking about this, given the fact that I mix and match all the time. Like I've got my world's team that bowls in November is half Canadian, half American. If you looked at my team from that weekend, it was half American, half Canadian. So like, I think it's great. It allows me to bowl with some of my best friends. So, but I understand that we also hoard a little bit of talent, right? Like I take the three best bowlers in Maine and 3 best bowlers in New Brunswick, and I stick them together to go in November. So I get how if you were to do that in the men's worlds, people might not appreciate it.
I mean,
look, tournament bowl better.
Yeah, right. Like
you kind of have that now anyway. I mean, I know down here in the States, there's a lot of turnover every year with the worlds, but for the most part, on paper, and I am going to say on paper, you take a look at some of your teams and you're like, yeah, they are always in there at the end, or playoff teams and stuff like that, because they're quote unquote loaded.
Yeah.
I love the fact that when I looked at the rosters for this tournament, that it wasn't, I didn't see a loaded roster.
No.
It was spread out. Like, I don't know. I thought that was cool. I don't know if that was done on purpose or if that was just how it worked out.
I think that by having that 4-person format, it allows you to spread that out. And there are some historic team, like Amanda Carroll's team, Brooke's team. They've been together for years now. It's the same team they've had and bowled in the women's worlds. I would say probably 10 years, give or take. I don't want to talk for them, but I would say 10. So now that they're going to keep probably continuing to put that team in, which leaves me with my core people, and then pick up who we want to pick up from there. Kerrigan was really sweet when she was on your podcast. She had mentioned that I was one of her bowling idols or something like that. It was really cute. So it gave me something like this gives me an opportunity to be like, hey, Kara, why don't you come bowl with me? And we can actually do that. It was pretty cool. It was a bucket list item for her and for me. Like we got to bowl together. And so I don't know. It was just, I think it's really fun. I think the format allows that it's not just, a big team of people ganging up and taking everyone on.
And I didn't see a whole lot of blowouts. Like, had a couple, but that's going to happen. But I saw most of the matches were relatively close. Yeah.
Yeah. Not ours. We got blown out, but that's okay.
Well, no, I mean, we know those things
bowl
happen.
Better, Jill.
Yeah, bowl better. Exactly. Like legitimately.
Bowl better.
Don't suck so bad. Yep.
you know, I don't
But
know.
yeah,
I just
no, they were really.
Well,
there were quite a few.
you could
that
also
were
get
really
an
close
occasional
within
break.
seconds.
Those were hard to come by in that string.
Yeah, it wasn't. No,
look,
it is what it is.
Bangor can be tough.
It takes and it gives.
It does.
Mhm.
It does. Bangor. I've
Yeah.
had
11 and 12 are just mean. They don't give anything. 11 and 12 are just awful.
No.
I have had some really good series in Bangor, and I've had some really bad series in Bangor, and I'd love to say it was the lane's fault when they were bad, but
No, you can't blame them.
it's not. It was at least 38% me. You know,
30,
At
only 38.
least.
At
At
least.
least.
You're gonna get into Steiner math easy.
yeah. Oh, that's funny. So what's next, Joe? What's with the season coming up? What are you looking forward to?
Women's Worlds again in November, and then we'll go from there. See how it goes.
Back in
yeah.
that's the one in Bolorama in is it Bolorama in Halifax area?
Sackville or something.
Yeah,
Lower
Lower
Sackville.
Sackville. Yep. Yeah. I love it there. It's so great. We've had a lot of success there. So
Never bowled there.
Really? If you get a chance,
It looks
you
very
should.
shiny.
It is very shiny. Yep. They have like a coating on their like it's like a plastic sheet. I don't know how else to describe it. Other than that's what it is. It's not synthetic. It's like a weird. It legit is. You can pick it up and it gets So over top of their wooden
Is
lanes,
it like the plastic sheets like our grandparents used to have on their furniture?
maybe, yeah. Like it's a thick plastic. You can lift it up though, and if it gets bubbles, you can roll it out. But yeah, the pinfall is usually really good, and yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it there.
That's
How many lanes? 24 lanes there?
Yes.
Could we have the Worlds there?
Maybe. I say no. I think they only have 20, Tim. I don't think they.
The first time somebody sticks and they like baseball slide under the plastic sheet and get stuck, it's going to be a mess.
I don't know.
It's going to be a mess.
I said they have 24, but actually, now that I think about it, I do think it's only 20.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody can correct me. I'm sure there's.
I'm trying to convince Mark to put in 4 more lanes at least at Augusta.
Yes, he should.
We can have the Worlds there.
Yes, why not?
So far,
Calvin shakes his. Tell me, go to Academy, Calvin.
Yeah, I'll go there. And man, 1710 is not kind to me. Brian watched for it for like a whole 2 weekends now in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's
so you're not making bowling in that mixed international sound appealing, then, Calvin. Like, you're like it's not kind to you.
Oh no!
Did
I just ruin that for myself? Oh no!
Augusta's always been one of my favorite places to bowl. I've always bowled well there. I love bowling there.
Yeah.
Oh, I love bowling there. I don't bowl well there.
You just need to get more than 4 pins at the first ball you throw.
Right. I need to stop hitting the head pin. It's not the way to go at Augusta. You gotta hit the side.
No, sometimes you get random 4 pins off the quarter or just weird random breaks.
Yeah.
So Jilly, you bowling anything? Are you bowling league up in the St. John area?
Oh, tough questions. I was told to avoid these. No, I'm not actually bowling a league. No. They've changed Fairview to synthetic, and although I understand why they've done it, they also have the synthetic approaches. It's extremely sticky, and
that's a hard no.
Everything hurts, so that's a hard no for me.
Might need a bowler on my Thursday night team. Just
travel to Moncton. Younger Jill would have been all up on that. 44-year-old Jill, not so much. So
what do you mean?
We'll see how much bowling I do from now on because of that, but I just don't know. I'm not Matt Cormier. I can't just show up to a tournament having not bowled and be phenomenal. Like
apparently you can because you just won high average.
I was gonna say, Jill,
it's okay. Like if we're gonna have this interview, if we're gonna do this, Jill, you have to stop being so ridiculous. You can't say I'm not gonna go into a tournament and bowl well and average everyone in the place.
Okay, but thank you for saying that, and I do appreciate the ego boost. But it's hard to go to major tournaments and everybody's relying on you. It's a lot of pressure, and I don't want to let my team down or my friends down. And it's it's one of those things. It's hard. If I'm not bowling, as long as people understand that I'm not, and I may suck. Like if they're willing to take that on, then
hold on. I just averaged 115 plus after not bowling. If I suck, I mean,
It's like 110. So,
guys are terrible. It is awfully hard.
Dude.
Jill, I understand. Okay, I do. I've been there. I'm older than these guys below me here. I get it. So I understand. Plus, you're just getting older, and you've got other things.
Yeah.
Too. I mean.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that it's going to be. It's just a little break. Like I can't. It's the only thing I've ever done, so I can't imagine that this is going to last forever. But just to take a little time away might not be so bad, right? So we'll see. I keep saying that I'm waiting for Ethan to decide he wants to be really good, and then we can go bowl in some tournaments together. But
has he made that? Has he made
that
decision?
Seem to be that interested, so
no.
He doesn't seem to be interested, so we'll just keep waiting.
I mean, he like when it comes to the 560, he looks interested.
Yeah. But other things, not so much. So we'll see.
Okay.
But anyway,
I mean, I can tell you, having now experienced a 9-month break,
right?
For someone that's bowled all of their life, it's I've got the itch.
Yeah.
To do it again. So
yeah.
Sucker. Sucker.
In my head tells me I can still compete, and Brian knows this. I've told him for the last 15 plus years is when I get to the point where I don't feel I can compete, then I'm okay being done.
Right.
But I feel my head still says I can. Like I'm not 80 years old.
But you got to listen to your body too.
Yes.
Well, it might mean just being a little bit more select in, if the procedure I had today works, and if it does what it's supposed to do, and I can throw a ball without pain, and I can bend over without pain, and I can do it, then it just means being a little bit more select on what tournaments I actually bowl. That's all.
Right. You don't have to bowl in everything anymore, and that's where I'm getting to. I want to be picky about the things that I bowl with, and what I bowl in, and who I bowl with, and how I spend my time. And again, having people understand that, like, I hope that if I go there and I'm not as successful or as good as they hope, that it would still be okay. But anyway, as you guys said, this weekend it was good. So, or last weekend it was good. So,
well,
probably shouldn't
talk. It's become more for me. It became more about who I was bowling with, and that to me meant more. I guess.
Right.
Except for I bowled with Calvin, one of my last tournaments, and I just don't know how I feel about that.
There's nothing wrong with that, Tim.
There's nothing wrong with bowling with Calvin. Calvin's great.
Brian and Calvin, I will say, are two of my favorite people I've ever bowled with. So I'll admit it. People may not like Calvin because he's an asshole.
But he's an honest asshole.
He's my favorite asshole.
And he's
our asshole.
He's
our asshole.
Now he's a great teammate. He really is.
He is. And, I don't know.
Guys,
Brian's a great teammate too. I mean,
yes, Brian. Have we ever bowled together? We have to bowl together.
I don't think we have. I bowled with Tommy a lot. I haven't bowled with you.
Exactly. So we'll have to figure out. That'll be the one thing we'll have to try to figure out and do.
Yes.
Brian, I have said this. Brian is one of my all-time favorite teammates to bowl. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how good of a team I'm on. Bowling with Brian is just he epitomizes what a teammate should be.
Aw, it's awesome.
And it took me a long time to admit that. So
I like that.
Yeah.
That's if anyone's going to say something, I'd rather they say she was a good teammate than she's a great bowler. So I don't know, Brian. I think that's an awesome way for people to be like, he's an awesome teammate. I hope people say that about me.
It's a way to contribute when I can't knock pins down.
Does chat have any more questions? It seems like we've gone dead for the last 20 minutes. They've really enjoyed
it's usually, I think they've just been
Danny must be in bed because he usually sends about 15 messages.
I feel bad. Amy sent me a bunch of stuff and I didn't talk about.
Oh, go for it. What else you got?
We got time.
Give us some more.
Well, okay. So in the final,
how high you averaged. We don't even
I averaged 115.
Okay.
Narissa Daniels finished at 114, and Katrina Campbell finished at 114 as well. And I have to shout out Katrina Campbell just because she's like the sweetest thing, and she bowled so well. And I think it was awesome to see her name up there, and she really did bowl phenomenal. Daniels had the high single 49. She had it the last string of the round robin. It was a really great string. She bowled really well.
I definitely won that because I had the lowest.
Did you?
String prediction. I definitely won that one. We were all over, but I definitely won that one.
That one, awesome. So yeah, we had the payout. So it was 3,000 for first, and RBF finished first. They beat Riverwalk. And in the final, and I have to say, I was super pumped to see. And I know she's been back for about, I want to say, a year and a half, 2 years now, maybe bowling more competitively. But Melissa Rickey being back, Richie,
yes.
I jokingly say Mark's name wrong all the time, and now I feel like I say it wrong now on purpose, and now I don't know how to say it properly. But Melissa being back, she bowled so good. They bowled us in the round robin, and she kicked my ass, and I have to shout her out because I was like, man, she was so good and she took so much time off. And then now she's back and she's competitive and she's bowling well. And I don't know. I just think that's so amazing. I just had to come on here and gush about it. So anyway, they finished second. They got $2,000. The Hurricanes, so Maggie and Narissa's team finished third. They had 1,500. Pub 125, which was Brooke and Amanda, got $1,000, and then fifth and sixth, which was us and Huff Power Sports, each got $500 each. So I think I covered everything on her list. So I did her proud, I hope.
Here's hoping. Well, awesome. Yeah.
No, it's there's, like I said, there were some names that we haven't seen for a while, kind of making some comeback. A name from the past that has bought some new shoes and apparently is making a comeback this year is Trisha D'Agostino.
Yes,
she's making a comeback. I guess I haven't talked to her for a bit, but she did post a picture of the new shoes. So apparently that's going to happen. I did try to convince her to tell Sammy to come back, but
didn't Sam bowl the 20 stringer?
Yeah.
No, but right, he did though, right?
Well, he did. So he hadn't bowled in years.
Right.
They were out to dinner and they were drunk, and he said he's bowling the Easter, and Trisha signed him up at dinner and paid for it. And says, "Yeah, you're bowling now."
Good.
So
that's hilarious.
He threw his shoes away afterwards.
Oh, I hope that's not. I hope that's not true. I think it's great that
he literally threw his shoes in the trash on the way out the door.
He was like, "I'm done."
No.
Same thing. He was like, "I did it, and now I realize why I don't do it any longer." But good for him for doing it. I thought it was cool. I saw him, and I thought, because on the live stream, you're looking, and I was like, I think that's Sam. Like, what? He hasn't bowled in forever. Like, this is so cool. So yeah, I thought it was awesome. I'm glad she's coming back. It was cool to see other names at the mixed worlds too. Like when you're looking at the rosters, like I know Lynn Thompson's been working her way back, but the fact that she's on a winning team, and Kelly Stoyles is back in bowling, which is, if you grew up in New Brunswick and bowled at any point in time, that's a big name in bowling, and it's cool that she's trying to come back at it and wants to do it. And then
You're
Kathy
welcome.
McPhee from Nova Scotia, like it
Yeah.
was so cool to see her back too. So yeah, it's seems to be a
I
interesting
just
time
thought
for
it was
Candlepin
really
bowling.
cool. You see them. Melissa Ritchie has been bowling great.
Yes.
Really cool to see Riverwalk in the finals.
Yep.
I
They're
don't know.
such classy ladies. They're so nice. Like their whole team is they're just a bunch of really great women. They fed Violet money. They kept giving her money so she could go play the games. So Violet was with me that weekend, and I was like, guys, she's sitting there. She has handfuls of bills, and
They have a 6-team women's league at Riverwalk. I think it's every Thursday night.
That's awesome.
I go down there when Mark and I travel. I go down there the night before and usually help them out at the alley.
Aw,
That's
good.
pretty cool.
Yep.
We got to get Mark on again. He hasn't been on.
Absolutely.
Since
Referee
Yeah.
Mackie Pens.
He's too hooked up now. He's too big time for us.
No. I get him.
Never too big time to come back. Come back to your roots, Mark.
Yeah. Mackie.
Mac.
No, I don't know. I my last comments basically regarding the women's internationals, the women's worlds. What is this? The internationals? Is that what it is?
Yeah, women. It's the women's world. The internationals. We'll call it that. The other ones, I think, actually, the women's Canadian championship. It's actually that. We just call them both the world.
So confused.
Yeah.
Either way.
That's why we don't do two, because ours are like the intergalactic.
Yeah. International, whatever.
Intergalactic Planetary Bowling Championship.
Yeah.
I will say this: bowling almost had a very large tournament coming this next year, but I didn't win the Powerball. So, yeah, I was. I had a whole tournament planned. It was going to be a women's singles, men's singles, and then it was going to be a mixed doubles, a doubles, mixed teams and teams in like one long week. And it
like
was
a Ryder Cup kind of deal. You're gonna have, or were you thinking?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to have individual winners, but then you would have your
total like a bowling Olympics,
almost like a bowling Olympics type thing.
I am in.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
If you ever do that, I will. I'll definitely.
What's the decathlon?
Yeah.
I literally got to thinking the other night. I was just thinking about this kind of format, and I'm like, so if we did a singles similar to the World Singles, where you have a qualifier and then it's elimination, whatever it is, and then the next day is doubles,
and then mixed
and
doubles.
then the next day mixed doubles, and then the next day mixed teams, and then the last day is teams. And then Saturday is your top, whatever it is, 16
point
bowlers that bowled all of them.
Yeah.
Then they bowl off for whatever. And I just kept thinking, I'm like, that would be an amazing week-long tournament. You could actually get if you had some serious prize money.
Yep.
Where you could hate your person and then love them the very next day.
Yes,
absolutely. It's kind of how we feel about Calvin.
We're doubles partners. Let's go.
Could you imagine the gambling that would take place off?
So much. It'd be so fun, though.
Oh my god! How fun would that type of a week-long tournament be? And you do it at the end of the year, like a April or a May.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or maybe a March, April, where the prices aren't so high for rooms. But I don't know if you could ever put something like that together and get some sponsorship money.
Yeah,
we need that internet money.
Let's do it.
Find that TikTok money.
Internet money.
TikTok money.
Companies, Tim. Start getting companies. We'll just start raising money.
We need that TikTok money.
Yeah.
Listen, every roof you sell comes with a free sponsorship.
I'll run that by my boss, see what he thinks.
That's going to be a hard no, I believe, Tim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice try.
All right. We're going to wrap up for the night. Jill, thank you.
No, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it again.
Appreciate having you on again. You are our first 2-time guest.
Yay! I expect a prize or a t-shirt.
Well,
something?
you get. You know what? I believe you got a sticker from.
Ooh, I do.
Yeah.
I do have a sticker.
I'm a Hall of Famer.
You
Yeah, he is a Hall of Famer.
I'm a Hall of Famer.
I've been
That-
using it as a bookmark.
So she thinks of me every time she puts a book down.
I do.
Look
So,
at your
again-
stupid face.
Smash it in the butt.
That's the last thing she sees before she goes to bed.
Smacks it. Yeah.
Time to go to
She
sleep.
squishes it right in the butt. So again,
Oh,
thank you,
I'm
Jill.
dying
Thank you, Calvin. Thank you, Brian. Folks, for purposes of information, we could use emails. We could use messages on Facebook, things like that, of things you would like us to talk about.
Like and subscribe.
Like
we
and
need
subscribe.
that. We need that tournament money. Like
We
and
need
subscribe.
tournament money, so obviously like and subscribe.
Come on, guys.
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at Ripping the Rack Podcast. Send your questions, comments, concerns to rippingtherackpodcast@gmail.com. You can find Brian on Big Booty Brian on OnlyFans.
Brian.
Brian, you really got to get it going so we can make some money.
I
Yeah.
know. That's the internet money right there.
Yeah.
You gotta
That's
start
the internet money.
So
I think
if
I'll
you
do
could,
three. The others are saturated.
If you could disclaim this, and where else can they hear us?
Well, Tim, really, the only two places to hear us are either on Spotify or here on YouTube. The views and expressions of this podcast this week are brought to you by Tim, Brian, Calvin, and our wonderful guest, Jill from up north. Thank you so much for being here. If any of you don't like what was said today, pound sand till you make glass. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
That's an interesting disclaimer.
Love
Mhm.
it.
That's changed it up a little bit.
Always try and get something new in there.
You know, and they can find us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Breaker, and all
Yeah,
that.
but if you looked at our listens on there, do we get a bunch?
We do on iTunes.
Oh, okay.
Not a ton.
Well, give us 5 stars on iTunes.
Most of our stuff is on YouTube and Spotify. So like and subscribe on YouTube, folks. Click the ding and all that good stuff. Star us, whatever it is. Other than that, we're out.